I'm going to be doing a little carding experiment with scoured Corriedale. You saw in one of my last videos that when I carded scoured locks, they were all kind of jumbled up, and it made the bat very webby and very lofty and put a lot of air in the bat. Well, then I started thinking, what if I scour locks in formation and feed them in formation? So sort of feed them in straight. Would it still jumble the fibers up and put some air in it? I need to see. So the first thing I'm going to do is pull some locks. I want to scour them in a tool packet like this so the locks are in formation from cut end to tip end. Let's get a little closer and I'll show you how I do that. The first thing I'm going to get is a piece of fabric called tulle, and this is the fabric they use for like slips for like wedding dresses and things. Now you can see it. It's a little on the stiff side, so I'm going to put that down. The next thing I'm going to do is what they call pulling locks, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Here's my raw Corriedale. Now I'm going to look for the tips because that's the way I'm going to pull it. This is the tip, and I'm going to hold the base down and then just pull it out. I get a bit of a lock. And then I'm going to lay it down on my tool. And I'm gonna, oh, that one was free. And then I'm gonna look for another end and pull that out and set it down. And I'm going to go all along this tulle fabric, but make sure the fiber is in one layer. You don't want it too thick because then it won't get cleaned very well. All right, so I am done with that. The next thing I'm going to do is get some quilt clips. You can find these on Amazon. Fold over the tulle, fold over the end, put on a clip, and put on a clip. You want to make sure all three sides are secure so the fiber doesn't wiggle out when it's being scoured. That side, I think I'm going to put one more up here. And this side. This is ready to go, and I have two other ones. There's one there, and there's one there. I'm going to put these all inside my scour pot and scour them just like this. So once I'm done scouring, and once they're done drying, I'll get my drum carder out, and we are going to experiment a little. I'll be back in a few minutes. Here are all my Corriedale locks, scoured and fluffy and puffy, and they're all kept in the orientation of the lock. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do, let's do the tip first. Here is some fiber, and I'm going to fluff it open, fluff open the base, and then start feeding it in. And what we want to see is if I feed fiber in straight, is it going to fluff it up and put some air into the prep? Because before, I was putting the fiber in all sorts of different directions. So this is a nice, and it's sticking to the liquor end. So that's kind of interesting. Let's see what we can do to get that off. That's interesting. Why is it sticking in the liquor in like that? That's very interesting. Let's put it around one more time. Now that I loosened it up, it should take it off. There we go. Okay, so let's see if it sticks with this one. And if it does, that may be a reason to put it in sideways or fluffed up in a different orientation. Let's go slow. It's kind of sticking still. That's quite interesting. All right, so let's loosen that up. Maybe it's because I'm going from the tip to the base. Okay, tell you what, let's take one and let's switch it up. So this is the tip. I was going tip to base. This is the base. Let's turn this around and see what happens. So that's the cut in going in first. And it's still getting stuck. Oh, but not as much. Oh, okay, so let's see if that'll come off. Kind of came off. Let's try that again. That's the cut in, that's the tip. Let's open this up. Okay, and as I went really slow, it pulled it off. Let's try the tip again and see if maybe that was just a weird anomaly. So that's the tip, that's the cut end. Let's go slow on this one. Okay, so what I'm finding is when I do it in the lock formation, it can either be base to tip or it doesn't matter, but if I'm keeping it in this orientation, I need to go slow so it pulls it off that liquor in. All right, let me do a couple more layers and then we'll see what it looks like. Okay, I'm done with the bat, but I only used this burnishing brush. I didn't use my metal one because I just want to sort of see what happens. So let's take this off. This is the first pass of putting those Corriedale locks in straight. And let's see what happened to the bat. Let's see if it made it a little disoriented or what it did. This will be interesting to see. Okay, the first pass, I'm going to take it off with a flicker brush just because it sticks a little bit. The second time won't be so sticky. Okay, let's take a look and see. It looks a little bit straighter. I mean, you can sort of see it straight here, but watch when I open this up, it's still webby. It's not like comb top where it will come apart in lines of fiber. So I would dare say that even if you put your fiber in straight, it's still going to cause some webbing. Okay, this is the second pass. Let's take a look. And I kept the fiber straight. And you can see it's all webbing. So even if you put the fiber in straight, you're going to get webbing, but this is not as lofty, it's not as puffy as if I would put the fiber in sideways or more disoriented. So there you go. This is a good reason to put your fiber in sideways or jumble it all up so you get more air in your woolen preps.